Meloetta Turbo to a Secret Burn featuring a new Incineroar from Silver Tempest with a secret attack allowing to copy any one of his previous evolutions attack and use it as this attack for only one fire. You get to copy either Torracat's Gritty Claws or Litten's Reprisal, hitting 20x damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So we should be evolving stage by stage if we want to pull up the main combo for this deck, which is to use Gritty Claws before using your Reprisal, just because Gritty Claws allows you to stay alive on your next turn. This attack only does 40 damage, but it has a special effect of preventing this Pokemon from getting knocked out during our opponent's next turn. For that one turn, if this Pokemon has full HP and would be knocked out by damage from an attack, it is not knocked out and its remaining HP becomes 10. So if your opponent hits Incineroar on their next turn after you've used Secret Attack to copy the Gritty Claws effect, you would essentially have a lot of damage counters on it to play a Reprisal for VSTAR or even a VMAX knockout. We're playing 2 cups of Boost Shake to do the stage by stage evolution, so we get to play Gritty Claws before doing Reprisal with Incineroar's 1 energy attack. If we evolve our Incineroar with the Rare Candy, we won't be allowed to use Torracat's unique moveset with Secret Attack, but we can still tank a lot of damage with Pot Element and Gardevoir before using our Reprisal to do big damage. With our regular items for the setup, one Magma Basin to do Flash Shot for 180 damage. Be careful though when you play your Magma Basin to attach energies, since you are forced to place 2 damage counter on that Pokemon when you attach energy with the Stadium card, and if you have damage counters on your Pokemon, you can't play Gritty Claws for the extra special effect of preventing a knockout on your opponent's next turn, since you have to be at full HP in order to use this effect. On to our draw support, we're playing 2 Bibarel, 1 Snorlax, 1 Marnie, 2 Bruno, 1 Bird Keeper, and 2 Serena. We also have 1 Ordinary Rod and 4 Heat Energy with 5 basic Fire Energy. So that's all for the deck list. Now let's go for some gameplay! Okay, let's go for our first game versus Mew VMAX in a tournament. So this is the tickets tournament. We are actually spending tickets on PTCGO and preparing to transition to the live app, Pokemon TCG Live. With the Battle Pass, we really should be, fighting for those rewards, because the Battle Pass is giving you really good rewards like Lugia V-Star and Regidrago if you buy the Premium Pass as well. So I'm preparing to transfer. Not quite yet though, because I have quite a lot of cards that I need to trade for. A lot of copies, extra copies of V cards that I need to trade away, because if I don't trade them, it's gonna just get cut out. It may get converted to coins though. I don't know if it's gonna, I'm not sure if it's gonna get converted into currency if I transfer it to the live app. But let's just trade just to be safe. If you guys know anything about that, just let me know in the comment section below, because I'm actually quite worried about that. Anyways, let's just focus right now. They have Mew VMAX and Meloetta, so they can attack with the 1 price Melodious Echo before using their Cross Fusion Strike. They even have a second copy, I'm pretty sure, Meloetta. So it's actually very annoying if they play Meloetta, especially from the very start. But we have our Boost Shake for the first turn, we should be fine. Let's do Boost Shake right now. I don't think we should play Gormandize, because we have a Bruno for the next turn. Even if they do a boss, we got Bruno, we should be fine-ish. We can't do Gritty Claws though, so I'm not too sure if it's fine if they do a boss. Let's hope they don't. Let's just hope they don't. If they do, we're gonna just have to bench another one from the start, from scratch. They're not playing 4 bosses. They have 4 cross switcher, 1 boss and 1 Serena. So they are playing a slightly different list from the usual Mew VMAX. They have Serena with boss and also cross fusion. What's it called again? Cross switcher. Here comes Elisa and Forest Seal Stone. So Forest Seal is going to get them their second copy of the Switcher, and that's going to help them pull out our Torracat before we get to play Gritty Claws, which is terrible. It is a 2 energy attack, but if you use Secret Attack, if you evolve into Incineroar, you are actually able to play Gritty Claws for only 1 energy, and then you are tanking, you are tanking unlimited damage essentially, because you are able to stay alive for that 1 turn, but you actually have to have a set amount of HP. That means you are only able to tank up to 16 damage counters. If you play Heat Energy though, you can tank more. So if you have Heat Energy, you can actually tank up to 19 damage counter with your Incineroar. Sorry, 18, my bad. 18 damage counter, and that's enough to kill any VMAX, right? If you have 18 damage counter with Reprisal, you're doing 360 damage against any VMAX or even Gudra V-Star, you're able to kill it with 1 hit. Gudra V-Star, they have V-Guard Energy now though. I'm not too sure if it's that easy. Gudra has Gardevoir, Fantina, V-Guard Energy, and Lake Acuity, so it's not actually that easy to kill Gudra right now. if they play any of those combos. Path to the Peak is gonna shut down Gardevoir though, so it's we are not playing V cards, so we are not actually hitting against the V. You know, V Guard and Gardevoir is actually not doing anything for Incineroar. So essentially, Incineroar only needs 250 damage to kill off the Goodra. Fantina doesn't work, V Guard doesn't work. Like if you play a one price high damage attacker, that's the good thing about you know. That's the good thing about V-Guard Energy. I think it balances out. It makes the game a bit more fair because you can't actually play, you know, if you play one price deck, you're not doing less damage. If you play against a if you play against a V deck, they are, given that much advantage. They are speeding through the game. They are given a very good start since they are playing a V deck. It's normally very fast for V decks to start. To start the game off. It's very easy for them to get a good start, and to counter for that, they actually are forced to do less damage if your opponent play V-Guard Energy, Gardevoir, and the game is much more fair now, I would say. Because one prize is allowed to shine, and I'm very happy for that. Here comes the second Meloetta, and they actually have 3 more Fusion Strike Energy, so it's actually pretty bad right now. We have a Serena in our hand, so let's hope we get to survive this turn. If we don't, it would be pretty depressing because they actually did a switcher on the last. Let's hope they don't pull out their boss. If they pull the Serena, they're not gonna be able to kill the Torracat. Serena only works on V Pokemon. There we go. They got the Serena. No boss. Thank God. We are safe for one turn. I don't think they would get the 3rd and 4th copy of the cross switcher. It wouldn't be that easy anymore. But oh, they haven't used their first seal. I thought they used it on the last turn. They haven't used the seal stone. So the V-Star power is still in the game for both players, but we are not playing any seal stones for this deck since we have no V cards. So seal stone only works on your V Pokemon. If you don't have a V Pokemon in play inside your deck, you're not able to use the V-Star power anyways. Okay, here comes Gritty Claws. We're gonna just attach the Heat Energy. I'm not sure what to attach actually. If we attach the Heat Energy and play Flash Shot on the next turn, they may do a boss. This is the tricky part where they may actually play a boss to kill the Gardevoir or the Bibarel. And that means we are forced to play Gritty Claws again on the next turn until they hit the Incineroar. Eventually they're gonna have to kill the Incineroar, right? Let's hope they don't play enough escape ropes in their deck, because they can still do escape rope to deny us the knockout. So Gritty Claws only works if your opponent don't play cards like boss. If they don't have enough boss escape ropes, then Gritty Claws is going to help you tank damage while doing Reprisal on the next turn. Reprisal is going to help you do a VMAX knockout. It's going to do a lot of damage on the next turn, especially if you have that Heat Energy. Oricorio is not going to be able to reduce enough damage since we have that extra 20 with Heat Energy. So 16 damage counter. I think we're adding 20 extra 40 damage, my bad. We're adding 2 more damage counter, that means we are doing 40 more damage, 220 plus 40, 360 damage, enough to kill off the Mew VMAX. No matter what they do, even with a Big Charm and Oricorio. So they have 9 cards left in the deck, 4 prizes remaining. We have Litten on the bench. We have no choice about to bench it though. We are forced to bench the basic every single turn. If they do a boss, we're done for. We have Flash Shot to fall back on though. We can keep on doing Flash Shot for a 2-hit knockout strategy if they keep on doing a boss. But apparently they did a boss on the Bibarel, which is pretty weird. They should be hitting the Litten, right? They should be killing off the Litten, because I don't think they're playing that many bosses. Okay, they did Ultra Ball, and I think they're gonna do Psychic Leap right now. Oh, not yet. I think they actually did Leap on the next turn, because they don't have a Mew. They don't have the basic Mew on the bench. That means they can't actually Leap without a Memory Capsule. Okay, Max Miracle. And they have a Lost City in play. I forgot about Lost City, so that means we can't actually play Rod. We're not able to do Rod to retrieve our Incineroars unless if we play our Magma Basin at the right time. They may have a second Lost City though, you never know. Okay, let's just do Bruno right now. We're gonna Quick Ball, get another Litten going. We're gonna just discard the Escape Rope maybe. I don't think we should do the Escape Rope because Escape Rope may actually give us the win at some point. If they do Psychic Leap, Escape Rope is gonna help us a lot. I don't think we should keep the Scoop Up Net. I don't think we need the Scoop Up Net anyways. Okay, we got Torracat. Let's do Gritty Claws again. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing we can do. We are forced to play that anyways. So we got 2 copies of the basic prize, which is quite terrible. I don't know why, but if you're playing against a meta deck, you normally would have a terrible start. Like 2 Pokemon's prize, it's quite unusual though, isn't it? And not getting the heavy ball until that late in the game. Like they drew 3 prizes and we got our heavy ball, you know, having only 17 cards left in the deck, and our opponent has 6 cards left. They have 6 cards left in their deck. Like, what is happening? Why are we not getting our heavy balls when we have 2 basic prized, 2 basic main attacking Pokemon? Why is it happening like that? Why is it so precise? Every time you fight against a Palkia, you get a shit start. Why does it always happen like that? It's so rare that you get matched up against Palkia and get a decent start. Yeah, like, I'm not even asking for a good start. I'm asking for a decent, fair, balanced, like, you know, an even start. An even start and an even game. Like, come on, why? That's just not fair. Come on, Palkia. Do you really need that much luck? Like, you already have so much advantage. You have so much power and advantage. Why do you need to be that lucky? Why do you need to be that lucky? Why is the algorithm favoring Palkia VSTAR? It makes no sense. Okay, here comes the Mew, and they're actually doing it right now. They're gonna pull off. I did not realize that we kill off the first VMAX. That means they may not have, oh no. I'm not sure what we killed actually. I don't think we killed anything. Did we kill something? I'm not too sure now, because they don't have a VMAX. Oh, they lost it. I thought it should be in the discard pile. Okay, the Mew VMAX is in the lost zone. That means they may not have a 3rd copy of the VMAX. That means we can actually do Escape Rope to win the game. If we play Escape Rope at the right time, because they're actually doing Meloetta right now. They're attacking with Meloetta for the knockout. And all we need to do is Flare Shot twice to win the game. Because we have Magma Basin right now. We can Rare Can Evolve the 3rd Torracat. Sorry, the 3rd Incineroar to do Flash Shot a 2nd time to win the game with Escape Rope. So Flash Shot to knock out the Meloetta for 1 prize, and then Escape Rope is going to get us the final 2 prize for the win. So we shouldn't be doing Gritty Claws anymore. If we're smart, we should be digging for the Escape Rope. Okay, they didn't actually attack with Meloetta. Oh, my bad. They did Psychic Leap. This is where they did Psychic Leap. And then put forth the Meloetta, forcing us to draw only 1 prize, which isn't really that smart because then we have 2 prize remaining, and we may do a Serena or Boss on the Genesect because Genesect is actually weak to his fire. That means Flare Shot is definitely gonna kill it whether they have Oricorio or not. So Flare Shot is gonna help us a lot for this game, and we even have 1 Magma Basin to help us already in hand. Let's just dig for Bibarel. I'm pretty sure we have the 2nd copy. Let's hope, fingers crossed. There we go. We got the Bibarel. We should be digging for it. We shouldn't be getting our Incineroar since we have no rare candy. So let's play Magma Basin right now. It wasn't in my radar. Apparently it wasn't in my radar. We should really be thinking about Escape Rope. Because even if they evolve the VMAX and bench another V, attack with the VMAX, Escape Rope is gonna help us. If they don't play if they put something else in the active, then we don't even need Escape Rope. We just need to kill the active and win the game. Because they are lost. Oh, they are not lost in the Meloetta, my bad. We just played the Stadium card. That means they may be able to retrieve the Meloetta in the active right now. I'm not too sure if Mew VMAX decks play any Rods. I don't think they play any recycling cards. Clara, Rod, I don't think they have that. They may have a couple just to counter Avery though. Avery is still kind of big in the game, and Mew VMAX is you know, forced to full... If they don't play full bench every single turn, they can't draw enough cards with Genesect, so they may have those counters. Let's hope they don't play those counters. If they force us to kill another Meloetta and evolve the Mew VMAX on the bench, we're forced to kill either 2 more Pokemons or a VMAX to win the game. We may have the second Serena inside the deck though. Did we play both the Serenas? I'm not too sure now. The other one could be in the prize. So let's just focus on Escape Rope. We didn't actually get the Serena anyways. So... okay. We actually did Gritty Claws this turn. So they could still do a boss, Escape Rope, and that's gonna give them the final 2 prize. They just need 1 boss, honestly, or 1 Escape Rope. Well, if they pull 2 Escape Ropes though, if they do just 1, it's not enough, right? If they do just 1 Escape Rope, we can do Gritty Claws and then do a VMAX knockout on the next turn. So I don't think it's that easy for them to win. I'm thinking whether or not I should be benching the Manaphy, because they could actually do what's it called again? Glistening Droplets to kill the Manaphy. But I don't think it's that easy. They have 2 prize remaining, that's why I was like thinking whether or not to bench the Manaphy. They could still do a boss on the Manaphy. So Meloetta can actually do 140 damage, killing off anything, honestly, except for the Incineroar. So if they do boss, they can actually kill anything on the bench except the second one. I think we have a good shot here because we are playing... we have 190 HP essentially, but if they do Mew VMAX, they are playing double turbo though. They have 1 Fusion Strike Energy on the other one. So if they evolve the second Mew VMAX, they can actually kill the next Incineroar with 1 hit. And 140 damage, sorry, 14 damage counter is not enough to kill the VMAX. So we should be thinking about getting the Escape Rope. This is the turn where I realized that, oh wait, we actually have we still have an Escape Rope inside the deck. Let's just use that. This was the turn where I discovered they have, you know, we could possibly win the game with an Escape Rope. Unless if they evolve 2 VMAXs. It's kind of too late now if they evolve both the VMAX on the bench. Both the Mews on the bench. If we play Escape Rope too early, they're just gonna attack with another Mew. So let's just save the Escape Rope for later. We're gonna do Reprisal right now and force them to kill off the active Incineroar. No Serena. Serena would be a sure win though. If we get a Serena for the next turn or even this turn, it would be a sure win. Okay, Serena doesn't work on Charizard. So if they play a 1 prize Charizard, it's not gonna work. If they play 1 prize, you know, power attackers or something that you need to kill, like a Finneon, a Frostmoth on the bench, something that you need to target, Serena is not gonna help you. So that's why it's always safer to play like 1 Serena, 1 boss, or like 2 Serena, 1 boss in your deck. I prefer just to play 2 Serena for this deck, just because we are tanking damage, we are staying alive for that 1 extra turn. That means we could actually possibly, you know, drag the game out. Even if we're up against a 1 prize, we should be able to win, since we have that much HP, and we should be able to drag the game out with our Gritty Claws, Secret Attack, Reprisal. I think we stand a good shot against a 1 prize. Not unless if they're playing a water type, obviously. V-Guard Energy. And they have the gold one. It looks so good. That V-Guard looks so good. Not every gold energy looks great though. Like Double Turbo looks like really, really bad. I don't know why, I just hate that card. Gold Double Turbo looks so bad. It just looks horrible. Ugh. I don't like that. V-Guard looks amazing. Single strike energy is quite fancy. A bit too colorful, a bit too, you know, saturated, but it's still pretty interesting. Double Turbo is just terrible. Okay, they did Psychic Leap again to knock out our active. So they have one prize remaining and we have an Escape Rope in our hand. They have no VMAX on the bench. Psychic Leap, that means they don't actually have a second VMAX. Sorry, a third VMAX. Without the third VMAX, they can't actually win. So Escape Rope is going to give us the final knockout. Flash Shot for the win. Killing a Genesect for the final 2 prize. And we won the tournament. One match in the tournament. And let's go for another tournament battle versus Palkia VSTAR. They're playing Kyurem and Alolan Vulpix. So they have a lot of Pokemons here. They're playing double VSTAR with an additional VMAX. Kyurem, Alolan Vulpix, and Palkia VSTAR. A little too much if you ask me. Because that means they have no space for Shady Inteleon. They have no space for Frostmoth. They are actually forced to play cards like Melanie and Greninja for the draw support. It's not that easy. And as you can see, they actually got quite a bad start. Kind of a bad start because they don't have any balls to get their bench. They have no bench Pokemon. And the reason we're playing that many balls is because they keep giving us a dead hand against Palkia. So we lost to a Palkia before this match. And I was so determined to kill a Palkia, I actually added so many fucking balls. So now we have 4 quick balls, 4 level balls, 2 VIP pass with 1 capture. Capture is going to be totally useless if you get it at the wrong time because we need fire energy. We need 1 fire to pull off secret attack. And Incineroar is not going to be able to attack if you attach a colorless onto that Pokemon. So capture is not going to help us attack. Capture is basically there only to help us get our basic Pokemon to set up our bench early in the game. If we don't get it early, it's going to be dead weight. After that, it's going to help our Manaphy retreat though at some point in the game. But that's all we can do with that capture. We can't attack with it. So they are kind of making attacks quite bad right now. It kind of makes sense though in a way because secret attack allows you to copy Reprisal. Reprisal is kind of broken. Reprisal is you're doing a lot of damage with Reprisal, doing a one-hit knockout with that Pokemon, sorry, with that attack against a VMAX. So if you're doing a one-hit knockout with that attack, it has to cost a lot, right? It has to cost a specific energy. Whereas with Empoleon, the old Empoleon, if you guys remember the old Empoleon, Direct Drive from Sun and Moon, you get to copy either Piplup's Bubble Hold, you get to do either Bubble Hold or Direct Drive with that Pokemon, you get to hit the bench for 100 damage, or you get to do 80 damage to the active and prevent the basic Pokemon in the active from attacking on your opponent's next turn. It's only doing 80 to the active, but it has a special effect of preventing them from attacking. It's only doing 100 to the bench. So the reason it is a colorless attack is because it's not doing that much damage. It's doing a special effect, but it's not doing that much damage. So we are doing a one-hit knockout with Reprisal, and that's the reason it costs 1 fire, I guess. It kind of makes sense, but I would definitely prefer for it to be a colorless. I don't know. It's not really that powerful anymore. If it's a colorless, it would be kind of broken. Not too broken because it's still quite easy to get past Incineroar. We have Escape Rope, Boss. We have so many cards to get past that attack. Goody Claws. And even if you do like Heat Energy Pod Helmet, you may not be able to tank enough damage to prevent the knockout, to prevent the one-hit knockout. They may just do like tiny damage on your Pokemon. They may just hit you for 50 damage or 40 damage, like, you know, with the Mew VMAX, they did Psychic Leap before. They can actually play Psychic Leap before doing Melodious Echo, forcing us to do very few damage with our Reprisal. If they're smart, they would actually do that. They would actually play weak attacks first, and then play the one-hit knockout, knockout hit on next turn. But if they do that though, we may have heal cards. I suppose the reason they are not playing that strategy is because they are afraid possibly we could have Yell Towel or like Potion in our deck just to heal for those tiny damage cards, or even a Radiant Serena, I suppose Radiant Serena would actually work really well with Incineroar since we have Magma Basin for us to play Flash Shot for that extra option. So if we do Incineroar, if we do Magma Basin, we can actually play, if we have 2 energy on our Incineroar while doing Gritty Claws, we can do Radiant Serena to recover the damage from our Incineroar after playing the Basin, essentially having full HP, helping us tank damage on the next turn while surviving a hit. Here comes Kyurem. They got Kyurem in the active and they are discarding for that extra draw. It's kind of a draw. It's almost like Primordial Altar, isn't it? But you don't get to look at the top card. It is a gamble. If they discard the wrong cards, they may have nothing on the next turn. They may not get their supporter that easily. Let's hope they get stuck for more turns. If they play Glaciated World too much, they may discard the wrong Pokemon. They may discard, you know, supporter cards as well. Okay, we got Ultra Ball for another Torracat. So they're giving us a lot of turns for us to evolve stage by stage. But I suppose it's fair because we didn't get our Boost Shake. We are playing 2 copies of Boost Shake for this deck. Since we're not getting it, we should be able to, you know, we should be given a few extra turns, I suppose. And we just got the Boost Shake. We're gonna attach the Pot Helmet to the second one. We only are playing 2 copies now. Initially, I started off building this deck with 3 copies of Pot Helmet, but if, you know, eventually I decided, you know what, if they're playing a water deck, Pot Helmet is not gonna do anything. It's way better to play more Boost Shake, way better to play like 2 copies of Torracat for us to play Gritty Claws. Gritty Claw is kind of, you know, an essential against water decks. If they don't play enough Escape Rope, they're going to be forced to hit the active. And if they kill the active, we are recovering all damage until it has 10 HP remaining, doing a knockout on the next turn against any Pokemon, against a VSTAR, against a VMAX, especially if we have that Heat Energy attached already onto Incineroar before they do the knockout. Okay, here comes another Heat Energy on the second Incineroar, and we're benching a third Litten. They are so far behind. I don't think we should be playing Flash Shot. Let's just do Gritty Claws right now. If they do a boss on the Incineroar, I would be quite sad. But at least they would be wasting a boss. So it really is down to how many Serenas they have in their deck. If they are replacing boss with Serena, we may be able to survive against that. They may have Cross Switcher with Irida though. So water decks play Irida with Cross Switcher, and it's kind of the same as the Mew VMAX deck. If they play enough Escape Rope, they can actually win against us quite easily. If they do Cross Switcher once with a boss, we still have a couple more Gritty Claws to go. So all we need is double Reprisal. If we can Reprisal twice, they actually gave us a Crobat, as you can see right now. They gave us a Crobat on the bench, and that means 2 Reprisal is all it takes to win the game. We can Flash Shot for the final kill, for the final 2 prize, win in game by collecting a Crobat V knockout. And here comes the Palkia. Are they going to bench the Palkia at all? I'm pretty sure they're going to do it. There we go. Here comes the Palkia. Finally. What a surprise. Palkia got a shit start. That literally never happens, yo. I have to include this video because that literally fucking never happens. Palkia got a shit start. Like, you could just add any fucking cards in Palkia deck. You could just add any fucking cards in the Palkia deck. You could add like 59 supporter cards. You could just add nothing but energies in your deck and 1 Palkia V-Star. You would still get a great hand. I don't know why they give Palkia V-Star the best luck. Even if you have a shit deck, even if you have the worst list ever, even if your ratios doesn't work, they always give Palkia V-Star the best luck. I have no fucking idea why. I hate Palkia so fucking much. Okay, here comes Vulpix. Vulpix is gonna die right now. So here comes Kyurem on the next turn. We got our first kill. 220 damage counters. We're doing 400 damage with Reprisal right now. And we got a third Incineroar going, but we actually did Rare Candy Evolution. That means we're not able to play Reprisal. Sorry, we're not able to play Gritty Claws for our third Incineroar. So once you have like a lot of damage counters on your Incineroar, on any one of your Incineroar, make sure you keep attacking with that same copy. If you have it on the bench, if you keep it on the bench, they could just do a boss and kill it, and then you would not be able to play Reprisal anymore. So make sure you take the full opportunity to use Reprisal whenever you can to collect a knockout. If you have that much damage counter, you should be attacking with that Pokemon. Don't hide it on the bench. Never do that. Unless if you're confident they don't have a boss in their hand. And if you're confident you can actually survive one turn. You never know what's gonna happen though. If they have like a Crobat in their hand, they can quite easily draw out something. They can quite easily do a boss. So there's never any guarantee that your opponent is not able to play that card. So Star Portal is still in the game. It's gonna be very difficult to kill off the Kyurem. So right now they actually have no choice but to kill off the active. They're forced to knock out our Incineroar, and that could actually mean we may be able to pull off a triple flash shot to win the game. If we do triple flash shot though, we need to play Serena twice. I don't think it's that easy to do Serena twice. We have Escape Rope, so if we do flash shot twice on the Kyurem, they may not have a second VSTAR, and then we may just win the game with another flash shot. They would probably bench another Vulpix or Palkia though, or even another Kyurem. So I don't think we can win by doing flash shot that many times. We should be doing Gritty Claws again, even if they do a boss. We should be fine. I'm hoping. Here comes the capture. We got a free turn to do capture for another Litten. We got Serena to target the Crobat later on in the game. So that's the bad thing about Boost Shake, is if that it shows up at the wrong time, you can't actually discard it from your hand. You can't play it without ending your turn. You can't discard it that easily because we only have 4 Quick Balls and 2 Ultra. The reason being we only are playing 2 VIP though. Only 2 VIP means we don't actually need that many Ultra Balls. So that's why we fit in more. We have way more Incense than Ultra Balls right now, and we don't actually have any Paw Pads for this deck. So no Paw Pad means we shouldn't be discarding our supporter cards with Ultra Ball just to draw more cards with our Bibarel. We shouldn't be discarding that many times. If we are forced to, we should be having enough supporters left inside the deck anyways. But, if you can help it, don't discard way too many of your supporter cards, because we have no Paw Pads in this deck. And they're charging up the Greninja, but they can't actually hit the Manaphy. They didn't do... they can actually pull off a Cross Stitcher for a Manaphy knockout. But if they do a Cross Stitcher, they should be targeting the Incineroar on the bench. If they don't hit the Incineroar, we can keep on playing Gritty Claws, but oh, my bad. I think the Incineroar on the bench is actually a Rare Candy evolved one. So if we evolve with a Rare Candy, we can't pull off Gritty Claws, and since they're playing a Water deck, that means they can quite easily one-shot that Incineroar, without a boss. So they should be targeting the Manaphy if they have a Cross Stitcher right now, and then deal with the Incineroar later. Since they played Escape Rope though, they should be hitting the same Incineroar since we have Torracat for the active. So we only have 1 Rod for this deck. We should be shuffling back the Torracat and 1 Incineroar since we are playing 4 copies of the basic. So that helps us play another Gritty Claws one last time. They may need a lot of Escape Ropes just to get past that Gritty Claw. Escape Rope boss just to hit for the same Pokemon knockout. If they do Escape Rope though, they're gonna get an extra prize. So if they play enough Escape Rope and boss, they may be able to avoid hitting that Incineroar, hitting our active Pokemon after we play Gritty Claws to tank damage. We don't have a choice. I think we have to play Gritty Claws right now. I don't think we should be drawing with Serena because we have 9 cards left in the deck. I guess we are kind of taking the risk because if we don't draw right now, we may not get the Escape Rope. They may just do a boss on the Bibarel and trap us. I don't think we have an Escape Rope inside the deck. I'm not too sure what we need right now, honestly. I think we need the Rod. There we go. We need the Rod so that we can evolve the third Torracat. If we don't evolve the Torracat fast enough, we may not be able to pull off another Gritty Claws. So if they do enough bosses, they can win. I keep repeating that, but it's like common sense. So they can actually target the bench Incineroar on the next turn. And if they do that, we got one more shot of Gritty Claws before they can win the game. They got 2 more prize after that. And here comes another draw. We're digging for that rod, because if we get the rod right now, we can evolve the Torracat. Oh well. Evolving early is always a big plus, especially if we're doing stage by stage. I think we have an extra turn though, so we shouldn't be too worried. We have an Ultra Ball in our hand, but we can't afford to discard that. We can't afford to discard anything really. So having few cards left in the deck, your opponent can actually choose to play a boss to win the game. If they, if they check your discard pile and see that you have way too many switch cards there, they may anticipate you not having any more switches in your deck and do a boss on the Bibarel to win the game. So we're not playing any air balloons, we don't have enough switches. If we can't switch the Bibarel out from the active, we lose by decking out. So make sure you keep your switch cards, make sure you're aware of, how many cards you have left in the deck. And they hit the active, we got another free knockout, and all we need now is to wait for Crobat to die. Flare Shot is going to help us collect the final 2 prize, and we win against Palkia on the next turn. Okay, we're shuffling back, and we're going to evolve another Torracat. They don't stand a chance, they just bench the Crobat and they're done. So there we go, they're playing way too many Pokemons, they don't have the space for a Bibarel. And the reason, just because of that, they actually are forced to play cards like Crobat or Kricketune V or, Eldegoss V just for the draw sport. And that means they actually are forced, Lumineon even, they are forced to take the damage, the 2 prize liability. If your opponent play a boss, they can draw extra 2 prize by avoiding a Palkia VSTAR knockout, avoiding a VMAX knockout as well. And that's not good. That is not good, and we are not playing Pokemon with abilities. Our main attacker has no ability, so Alolan Vulpix is not doing anything. Thank God for that. If we play cards like, any stage 2 Pokemon like Charizard with an ability, Charizard is not actually able to do any damage to your Alolan Vulpix V-Star after it did Snow Mirage on the last turn. And that means we're not winning against Alolan Vulpix ever. So Charizard can only win if it does Escape Rope and Boss on the same turn. Or if it hits, if it gets around the Alolan Vulpix by hitting the bench. They're probably not going to bench any, they're probably going to just leave Alolan Vulpix as the active though. If Charizard kills the Kyurem on the first turn, on the first few turns, if they knock out the Kyurem, the opponent may just choose not to play any bench and just keep on attacking with Snow Mirage to win the game. Because Charizard is not able to do any damage to Vulpix, and that means it's an auto win. They don't need to do anything else, they just need to keep attacking with Vulpix. The only way Charizard can win is if they, if they play Crushing Hammer and if they discard enough energy from the Vulpix to stop them from attacking for that one turn, and then they can do Max Blaze. Well, not Max Blaze, my bad. A Royal Blaze to win the game. Okay, they got 3 Kyurem. Look at that. Way too many Pokemons, dude. They got 3 Kyurems in their deck. And possibly 2 Palkia and 1 Alolan Vulpix? I'm not too sure now. I suppose they're trying to attach as much energy as they can. Kyurem's ability allows you to attach a lot of energies onto Greninja, even after Palkia, even after the Star Portal. You can still use Kyurem to charge up your Greninja. And that means against 1 prize decks, you have Moonlight Shuriken for the win. So it kind of makes sense for them to play that many Kyurems. It's for the ability, right? They need Training Card though against Path to the Peak. So here comes the win. We just need to dig for Escape Rope. Sorry, the Serena. My bad. Not Escape Rope. Serena. If we got the Serena, we should be able to win right now. They gave us the Training Card. So it's not that easy to draw the Serena, is it? Because we just put the wrong Pokemon in the active. If we discard the Bruno with Ultra Ball, that's the reason I put the Torracat in the active, is because we could actually draw an evolution with our Ultra Ball. and then play Bibarel for to draw 5 cards from the 6 cards left, and that would actually mean we have a higher chance of getting the Serena out, as opposed to, you know, playing the other Incineroar. It would be the same thing though, wouldn't it? We can still evolve the bench, so it doesn't really matter if we have, you know, whichever Pokemon in the active, but we should be putting the already evolved one, just because we have a higher chance of pulling out the Serena if we play the Ultra Ball. And we actually got it though. We got it by only drawing 3 cards. We got the Serena for a boss effect, knocking out the Crobat. Again, we did a Crobat knockout for the win. So against a 1 prize, if they play Crobat, they're done for. Against a Mew VMAX, we can actually target the Genesect. So we got, you know, we got a very fun, a very cool attack here. Flash Shot is giving us so much advantage against meta decks. I'm very happy to win against a Palkia VSTAR, yo. Like, that literally never happens. That literally never happens. It doesn't matter how bad a start they get. Normally, a Palkia VSTAR is able to recover and just win the game no matter what, no matter the fuck what happens. Palkia VSTAR always wins. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And we finally managed to win it. Like, it literally never happens. I'm shocked. That literally never happens. Okay, we got our Boost Shake on the first turn. Look at that. That is delicious. And we are only playing 1 copy for this game. We started out building a deck with only 1 Boost Shake. And this is actually one of the earlier games. I put this one at the back just because it's not as intense. It's not really as intense as, you know, the tournament games that we showcased earlier. But we actually got it though. When you first build a deck, they're gonna give you the best luck, and then they're gonna bait you into keep on playing the same list. And if you don't update the list, you're just gonna get really, really bad hand eventually. They're gonna, you know, after your 5th game, after playing it for the 5th time with the same deck, they're just gonna give you the worst fucking possible hand ever, and they're never gonna dig you out from the gutters. They're gonna give you consistently terrible hands over and over and over until you update your list. That's how this game works. That's how this game works. It's kind of sadistic. I just hate this game sometimes. Okay, they got a Weezing Crobat box, and they're doing Miltank for the extra control. So they have Moltres to hit big late game, and they have also the Poison ability lock with Weezing. They may not be playing Poncho though. I don't think they have a Poncho for this list. So Crobat VMAX is able to hit and run, and then possibly prevent a boss with a Poncho if they have that in their deck. But apparently they're playing Miltank instead. No Ascension on the first turn. Look at that. No Ascension means we got our Industrious Incisor for 5 draw right now. Let's just do switch. We may not get the evolution though, so I'm not sure if we should be switching into the active. We may not have a choice, since we want to be drawing as many cards as we can while we can. They're definitely gonna ascend on the next turn. They may even have Incense. You know, they may just play another Crobat to do Incense. Let's hope we can play Bibarel another time. We do have that escape rope though, for us to draw more cards on the next turn. If they play a Marnie, they would be helping us anyways. Okay. Crobat with Weezing. Crazy control deck. Galar Mine as well. It's just insane. They got that Miltank, which is super annoying if you're playing a V deck. Fortunately, we're rocking out a new 1-prizer, so Miltank is not doing anything. It is doing a lot more damage now though. We should not have benched the Bibarel apparently. If, you know, since they are locking our ability, we shouldn't be benching the second Bidoof. Probably are gonna get another Crobat or Weezing. Coughing, my bad. They should be getting the Crobat first and then the Coughing. If they don't bench a second Coughing though, we can Escape Rope to draw cards on the next turn. I don't think they can evolve the second one. If they bench a second Coughing and then Ascend the second one, they may be able to avoid the Escape Rope block. So Escape Rope is going to help us remove Weezing from the active spot, and if we remove it from the active, we actually get to play our ability once more. Okay, we're going to Heat Energy on the bench. And should we play the Bruno first? Let's hope we get our Incineroar. There we go, Incineroar. We're going to Reprisal for 120 damage right now. And evolve the Torracat while attacking. That's really, really good. We got a really nice flow going. Stage 1 evolution with stage 2 at the same time on the same turn. And we got even an extra bench. So we got all 3 stages in the game with 2 pot helmets and 2 heat energy. With a Gardevoir as well. So let's hope, fingers crossed, they don't play, what's it called again? Avery. I know they have Avery in their deck, playing a control build like Weezing Crobat. Probably a couple of Averys and Misfortune Sister. Since they have Crobat for the draw engine, the draw support, they don't really need that many supporters anyway. So might as well do a few control support cards. No Avery, please no Avery. So I think we can survive one turn against the severe poison. 12 damage counter is not quite enough though, but if we don't switch, they are actually able to poison a new Pokemon on our next turn before their next turn, right? Before their next turn. On their next turn, we are still alive, obviously, but on their next turn, they actually get to poison a new Pokemon. So we somehow have to dig out a switch card for us to play Incineroar more times. Let's hope we need to dig a lot of cards though. We need to dig for another evolution. We need to dig for, let's just discard a Manaphy, they're not doing a bench snipe. We need to dig for another Fire Energy and a switch for us to play Flash Shot. I think our main, our saving grace here is Flash Shot, because if we don't play Flash Shot, we aren't able to kill the Weezing that easily. I suppose they are playing our weakness. Our main weakness is if they do small damage with their Pokemon turn after turn, especially if they play, Poison. Gritty Claws cannot actually avoid, Poison knockout. If we get knocked out by Poison, Gritty Claws is not going to help us, prevent the knockout. It only specifically says if this Pokemon is knocked out with full HP by damage from an attack. If it's knocked out by effect, it's not gonna, it's not gonna recover your HP until it has 10 HP remaining. It's just gonna get knocked out. Oh, Reprisal is actually enough. Okay, my bad. We actually have Reprisal. Totally forgot about Weezing's low HP. Flash Shot is doing much less though. I don't know what I was thinking. Reprisal doing 200 damage is doing more and more thanks to Poison, but it's not good to be passing the turn, putting a new active Pokemon, so we should be thinking about switching on the next turn. They did a Clara, reviving the Weezing. Okay, Moltres. I don't think Moltres can attack that soon. And they just passed the turn. Oh my god. They did nothing. They just passed the turn. What? No Scoop of Net. No switch. I was kind of expecting them to play the Scoop of Net on the Moltres. And then Hiding Energy or Switch or something like that. Hiding Energy with a Energy Switch. They should be playing the Energy Switch before scooping up the Moltres if they want to play Malevolent Charge for the attack. Because they actually need to attach another energy onto the Moltres back. I don't think it works though, because you can't actually retreat without hiding. So that means you're actually forced to attach from your hand onto the Coughing or the Crobat. Just for the retreat cost. And then Moltres is not able to attack anymore. Okay, here comes Weezing. They're playing too many Pokemons. Too many weird cards in their deck. So I don't think Moltres has much value here. Or Clara, honestly. I would rather do a Sneasler, Radiant Sneasler, cut the Moltres, and play more control cards. Like make it full on control and ability lock. Boost Shake. You know, couple more switches for you to ascend faster. If you can ascend on your second turn and do ability lock with, you know, by having a second Weezing on your bench, then Escape Rope is not gonna help your opponent. Escape Rope is gonna still lock their abilities, and they can't draw cards with Bibarel, they can't do anything, they can't play Lumineon V, they can't play Crobat, they cannot do anything. Star Portal doesn't work, VSTAR Powers doesn't work. They're done for. Starbirth doesn't work. So it's way stronger to be focusing on the ability lock than, you know, hitting high damage with the Moltres, because you can eventually do a knockout with the poison anyways, and slowly, you know, do a bit more damage with your hit and run. Crobat is definitely doing more damage with Sneasler anyways. You're doing 100 damage at a time, plus 30 more during your opponent's Pokemon checkup time. So, you know, passing the turn, you are doing like 100 damage, and then after your opponent's turn, you are placing 3 more damage counter with the poison during for another Pokemon checkup if they don't switch their Pokemon. If they switch though, you're not doing extra. Okay, here comes the boss. They can actually win with the boss, but we have 15 cards left in the deck, so let's hope. Let's not give it out just yet. They may just keep drawing until they have like fewer cards than us. Okay, we have 2 Incineroars with damage counters on them. I don't know why they didn't target the Incineroar with the damage counters. They should be killing off one of the Incineroars. But apparently they just did a boss on a Bibarel. Delaying the game until they get another boss, I suppose. Boost Shake. Okay, no poison. We got more turns to dig for the switch card. We got a lot of balls. I feel like we should be... Oh, we can't draw cards though. They got Weezing, so we are not drawing anything with Bibarel, unfortunately. We have 2 switches left. 1 Escape Rope and 1 Scuba Net. We should be thinking about attaching for the retreat. But I don't think we have a Magma Basin. So no Basin means we actually need 5 energy to retreat with... 4 energy to retreat with Bibarel. And I don't think it's that easy. Since they are poisoning us on the next turn, might as well just wait for it to get knocked out. There really is no point attaching so much energy onto Bibarel. Since we only have 1 copy in our hand. And it's quite unlikely for us to draw anything from the top deck every single turn. So they just played a Marnie, which is kind of saving us a lot. Since we have 3 Incineroar on the bench, we shouldn't be playing the Rod that early anyways. No boss. If they do an Escape Rope though, it would be kind of dangerous. We should be able to tank enough damage though, because we have Gardevoir and Pot Helmet and Heat Energy. So let's just play our 3rd Incineroar, the one without the helmet, if they do an Escape Rope. Because that means we got... we should be playing the first one though, right? The one with the 8 damage counters on it. Because I don't think they can kill that even. I don't think it's that easy to knock out. Because it has 110 more HP. Oh, it doesn't have a Heat Energy, my bad. It has 90 more HP. And they are doing 50 less damage with that Pot Helmet Gardevoir. They may just do Moltres though. Moltres can actually do a knockout. So you never know when they're going to play a Moltres. Like a Scoop of Net, Clara, Switch, and Fiery Wrath for a knockout. Fiery Wrath is going to be their saving grace for this game, I suppose. And we just played a Bruno. Did not get our Switch card. And that means Bibarel is going to die. This is kind of bad because they got Moltres ready to go. Ready to kill any Pokemon on the next turn. I don't know if we should be playing Gritty Claws for our third Incineroar. Do we even have the Torracat evolved? Is it a Torracat evolved Incineroar? Yeah, Moltres is gonna really destroy our strategy. So I feel like we should just be doing a Reprisal though. If we play Reprisal with the first one, the one with 8 damage counters, we should be able to knock out the Weezing with 1 hit. And then deal with the Moltres using our second Incineroar with the 18 damage counters on it. If they kill us with the Crobat, we got a third copy to play Gritty Claws more times. I don't think Gritty Claws is going to help us against anything but the Moltres though. So they would probably be playing Stealth Poison by then, unless if they have another Clara. I doubt they are playing that many Claras though. You never know, honestly, you really never know. So they're doing 220 damage with Fiery Wrath, and they just need 220. So 220 is exactly enough, unfortunately. If we do Flash Shot, they just need 200. I feel like we should be playing Flash Shot right now. If we play Flash Shot, we got 2 prize remaining, and we can just, you know, prepare for another Flash Shot to deal with the second Moltres. We don't have a Basin though, unfortunately. We are only playing 1 copy. I suppose that's the reason. I don't think we need a second copy. Flash Shot or Secret Attack? I wonder. Flash Shot is gonna help us draw prizes. Secret Attack is gonna help us tank damage. They're playing way more hiding than switches, so I don't think they have Escape Rope even. Maybe a couple Escape Ropes, but not that many though. Ultra Ball for another Litten. I feel like we should be playing Flash Shot right now. Flash Shot is gonna help us a lot more, probably. Because the Moltres can kill us anyways. There's no point doing Gritty Claws if Moltres can kill us anyways. Oh wait, they can't actually do it though. My bad. They can't actually do it because we have 3 prizes. We drew 3 prizes. That means they're only doing 170 damage with Moltres. So if we do Gritty Claws on the last turn, Moltres is not able to do a knockout. But they can still do the poison. They can still poison us before playing Fiery Wrath. And that would actually give them the knockout. So I don't think we have a turn to spare. We should be attacking. We should be knocking out. Playing as fast as possible for the prizes. Are they going to trap us? We have that 1 Scoop Up Net to switch out. I think we have another Escape Rope inside the deck. So we got 2 switch cards left. I think we should be good. Don't play them too early. Make sure you think twice before you play any cards for that matter. But especially your switch cards, think 3 times over, because if you don't, they can actually win by decking you out. That's how terrible this game is. If you don't conserve your switches, you're done for, especially if they're playing Galar Mine. If you know you don't have enough stadiums in your deck to counter the Galar Mine, make sure you be extra careful when you're playing your switch cards. Here comes another Weezing. I think we can spend this Scoop Up Net right now. If they boss the Gardevoir, we got another Escape Rope inside the deck. So we should be fine. Since we have a Gardevoir, might as well just bench the Bidoof. We're doing Flash Shot again. Oh, we don't need to play Flash Shot because we got Reprisal. We can do Reprisal for 160 damage. Keeping the energy on the active. Keeping the energy means we have 20 extra HP. And not only that, we don't need to attach another one to attack with the same Incineroar. because we don't actually have that many energy to spare. We only are playing 9 copies of Fire Energy, 4 Heat and 6 Basic Fire. That's like, my bad, 10 copies of Basic Fire. Oh, 10 copies of Fire Energy in total, my bad. So 4 Heat and 6 Basic Fire with 1 capture. I think so. I'm not too sure now, actually. I think we only have 5 Basic Fire. Okay, here comes Crobat, and we're just gonna hit with Reprisal again. Because apparently we can't switch. We're not able to do anything. So Stealth Poison is not doing enough damage. They should be attacking with Moltres, but apparently they just hit Stealth Poison for 20 damage. For 20 damage plus 10 more for the poison, which isn't actually enough to kill us. And we got the knockout. We got the knockout against the second VMAX, because they only have 300 HP, which is the lowest for any VMAX ever. Same as Butterfree VMAX, lowest VMAX HP. And we won against Crobat Weezing, which is kind of a big deal because they are locking our abilities. And Moltres did nothing though. I was kind of surprised. They should be playing the Moltres. They should be doing Fiery Wrath, but I guess they didn't see the value in that. So I think I'm just getting the voice right here, and if you guys focus on the game, hope you guys enjoyed this new combo. We are featuring the new Incineroar from Silver Tempest with the secret attack, doing a special effect of copying any one of your previous evolutions attack. You can either do Gritty Claws with that 1 energy, with 1 fire energy, you can play Gritty Claws to survive on the next turn, collect enough damage counters for you to play Reprisal, to do a VSTAR, or even a VMAX knockout on the next turn. So that's the power of this card. That's, it's a built-in combo. Stage, you have to evolve stage by stage. That's why we have our Boost Shake and also Rare Candy. If we play Rare Candy, we cannot play Gritty Claws, but we can still do Flash Shot with Magma Basin. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day, and bye for now, people! Enjoy life!